Pearson wanted me to ask, have you completed the Petrenko filing?
Oh, well, my brother was in over the weekend, so I didn't really get to it.
Oh, Gary, come on. This is like the third time I've had to ask.
I'll get right on it.
Well, don't bother. You're fired.
What? You can't fire me.
Oh, yes, I can. And I just did. Go pack up your things. Don't you ever show your face in this place again. See, I arranged for you to see that. Because we pay our associates very well, and we provide the opportunity for unlimited advancement, but in return, we expect results. Have I made myself clear?
Yeah.
Great. Welcome to Pearson Hartman.
He sent me. Now, Mr. Perkins, my first question to you is, do you sleep well at night? Of course you do, because you have a roof and a bed and running water. And by contrast, thousands of families are going to be sleeping on the street when Stable Shelters is forced to suspend their operations, all because of the money that you stole.
I never stole anything.
You're Maslow's number 2. Money was embezzled. Do you deny that?
Absolutely.
Please, Robert, I know as general counsel you just basically push paper, but will you please warn Mr. Perkins of the penalties of perjury?
Look, I'm not aware of any perjury.
We know about your account in the Caymans. $20 million.
Are you kidding me? That transaction was legitimate.
Oh, when I take this public, you're going to be disgraced. Your wife, your children, your whole family disgraced.
Would you show my client some respect?
And that transaction had nothing to do with the firm.
Bullshit. You either took your cut from Maslow or it was hush money. Either way, you're going to live the rest of your life as a pariah, or you give up Maslow now.
Is this a deposition or an inquisition?
This is ridiculous. I can show you the records.
Oh, sure you can. Because you're the guy who invented losses in mortgage-backed securities when you never even bought them.
I had no part in that.
But you were aware of it and you did nothing about it.
Come on, Louis.
I need a glass of water, please.
You can't get any water. We don't have any. You can give up Maslow now, and this all stops.
All right. My client needs a break. We can continue this in 10 minutes.
I'm just getting started. It's 5 banks.
How can you be sure?
Watch this. These 4 banks have a history of capitulating to subpoenas, so Maslow would know. These 6 have U.S. corporate parents, which would expose their accounts to federal scrutiny. Once again, Maslow would know. And then the one that he's got right there is loan reserves. Therefore, its solvency's in question. And there is no way in hell that Maslow would take his stolen money and put it into some shaky bank.
So we can be sure.
Every person who embezzles money, they do it in their own way. But the one thing that they all have in common is that they never put all their eggs in one basket. So we are going to be looking at a combination of accounts.
Across banks.
Well, I mean, maybe across banks, maybe the same bank, but we're definitely looking at more than one account.
How do we figure out which accounts are his?
Because they're all going to add up to the same exact amount of money that was lost from Stable Shelter's account.
How do you know?
When the account was drained, it had to go somewhere.
What goes out from Lucille's had to go into Maslow's.
Simple law of mathematics.
So we just have to figure out a combination of accounts that adds up to...
$152,375,000. Done. Johnson strategy, written. Every single one of your assignments was completed by me last night. What else do we have left to do?
Filing?
Filing, doc review, spell check.
Grunt work?
Yes, grunt work. Because that's your job. Let it be known that I can do your work faster and better than any one of you without shedding a tear or breaking a sweat, but I don't, because writing briefs and recommending arguments is how you learn. You go out to any other firm right now at this stage of your career, you won't have this opportunity. If you don't believe me, I will write you the best recommendation you have ever seen, and you can find out for yourself. Go ahead. Any takers? That's what I thought. Now, I have 10 new cases here. Who wants in? What are you guys waiting for? Come and get them. If you really heard me in there, you'd know that I give them the chance to rise to the occasion. And I just wish every once in a while you might maybe do the same for me. War. And in times of war, a private does not question his commanding officer. If I ask you to wipe out a village, you say how high.
That...
Which brings me to my next point. You report to me and me only. You don't talk about our business with anyone else. You're in by 7. You're out no sooner than 10. And here's the most important thing. No sex of any kind. Weakens legs, clouds your judgment. Got it?
I'm not sure I do.
Good.
Okay.
No sex. No sex. He was busy drafting some pertinent documents. Motion to dismiss, motion to compel, motion to strike, motion to change venue. And we have another half dozen in the pipeline.
No, they're here.
Oh.
What is this? This was supposed to be a settlement conference.
No, we're not here to settle. We're proceeding to trial.
You want to take this case to trial?
Unless I can't hear the sound of my own voice, I believe that's what I just frickin' said.
We're the little guy. Your parent company is a behemoth. A jury's gonna hate you.
Well, thanks to your disgusting smears in the media, that might be true. Which is why we're also filing a countersuit for libel, slander, and anything else that might be appropriate in this case.
Tortious interference?
This is not good faith, Mr. Litt.
Sir, you have besmirched the good name of Liquid Water. And if you think that we're here for a settlement conference, well, let me just correct that one for you right now. We are not settling. We will not be settling. In fact, the only thing that's settling here is the sediment at the bottom of your putrid water. Get me? And be sure to take that Grand Central shuttle like I told you, okay? I think you're gonna love it. I got a trial to prepare for. And you know what? When you lose, do not come crying to me, because there's nothing on this earth that would be sacred enough to stop me from shoving your ass in the goddamn ground.
Good. Spectre.
Do you consider yourself a liar, Mr. Spectre?
Of course not.
Didn't you recently confess that as an associate, you hid an important file belonging to what was his name? Oh, yeah, a Luis Litt.
That was a prank. It was a one-time thing.
So you didn't do anything wrong?
I don't think so.
And when asked, did you claim that you knew nothing about it?
Yes.
Did you ever do anything to remedy the situation?
No.
Why not?
What was done was done.
What was done was done. And like you said, it was a one-time thing, right?
Yes.
Was it? Because I think maybe this is a pattern. Information was hidden, you claim you knew nothing about it, you did nothing to rectify the situation, and years later, you maintain you've done nothing wrong.
Your Honor, he's testifying.
Sounds exactly the same as why we're here today. Except there's one big difference.
Your Honor.
This time, a man was killed. No further questions, Your Honor. What's done is done, right?
Get to be one of the top law firms in New York by losing.
What about Mr. Spectre? How's his track record?
Exceptional. He almost always wins.
Almost always. Is that why he's the youngest senior partner in firm history?
It's a factor.
And how much did the firm benefit with the Coastal Motors win?
I'd say the profits were somewhere in the mid-8 figures.
And if Mr. Spectre had lost those 8 figures, would he have still made senior partner so young?
No. No, he wouldn't have.
How much has Mr. Spectre personally gained as senior partner?
Oh, it's too soon to say. He hasn't received his first bonus yet.
Ballpark.
No.
Are you that ashamed of how much you pay him?
No.
Well, then answer the question.
Millions.
And a junior partner makes?
Much less.
So win, and you're rewarded millions. Win less, and no matter how much hard work, dedication, or administrative dominance is displayed, you get nothing. Quite the incentive to do whatever it takes to almost always win.
That badly? Huh?
You think this is about beating you? This whole thing is about saving you. Everyone is trying to help you because you screwed up. This is all your fault. And what just happened to that beautiful woman in there, that's on you! Not me!
Excuse me? But I think you might be in the wrong office.
Oh, I'm in the right office. You're Katrina Bennett, Harvey's mysterious new hire.
I'm afraid that puts me at a disadvantage because I don't know who you are.
That's our problem right there.
We have a problem?
Oh, yeah, big one. You haven't come to see me yet.
Again, I don't know who you...
I oversee the first and second year associates. It's a responsibility that I take as seriously as holding the nuclear launch codes in my hands.
Well, if you take it so seriously, then why are you in a fifth-year associate's office trimming your fingernails at her desk?
Trimming? This is a gold-plated nickel alloy cuticle sculptor from the south of Denmark, and I will sculpt my nails wherever I damn well please. Why don't we see what you're up to?
That's password protected.
Please. Prosecutor 99, third try.
That's a violation of my privacy.
Oh, yeah? Who are you gonna tell? See, you're representing Chad Ritter. And this is your defense. Wow, it's like you're a baboon.
I'm in full control of Mr. Ritter's defense strategy.
It's not a strategy, it's a prayer, which is why I'm gonna be forced to supervise you.
I don't need a babysitter.
You're not getting a babysitter, you're getting Luis Litt.
This is unacceptable.
Be that as it may, you can either welcome my tutelage, or you can crawl back to the DA's office from whence you came. Welcome to Pearson Hardman.
Are you threatening me, Louis?
Threatening you? No, I'm telling you. You ever do anything to me ever again, you ever so much as tell me the incorrect time, I'll kill you. I will rip your smug face off your fat neck, and I'll kill you. I've taken mud in more places than your snooty little mind can fathom.
Calais.
Cliffs or Harbor.
Both.
Me too. Sedona.
Isle of Wight.
Joshua Tree.
Dalian.
Baden-Baden.
That isn't mud. It's wet dirt.
You know, I don't know who you think you are.
My moniker is Nigel Alexander Nesbitt.
Well, Nigel, when you impugn the life-affirming muds of Baden-Baden, you're on the precipice of the equivalent of someone taking a shit on the royal muds of England.
How dare you?
Oh, I've already dared to do what I've done. And you don't sue me.
Yes, I do. Because I realized I now work at a huge firm and I have the power to do this to you. Now, we can negotiate a settlement unless, of course, you don't think you can handle me.
You really want to embarrass yourself with your mother watching?
It kills you that they don't ban us having pictures of our mothers like you did, doesn't it?
A man is judged by the photos he displays.
You have a photo of yourself.
And now you're making my point for me.
You don't intimidate me anymore, Louis.
Really? I know you, Harold. I know that you gargle before meetings that make you nervous. And I smell mint. We don't agree to paragraph 3 or 4
I need
or
her
7 through 10.
No, my client won't stand for that.
Your client will stand for whatever the hell I give them.
Please, can I have 9?
You know what? I'll give you 9. Because it's meaningless, and I wanted to tell all the other paragraphs out there what happens when Harold Gunderson goes after Luis Litt.
That doesn't make any sense.
Haven't you ever seen a mob movie? They always let one survive to tell the others.
Well, yeah, but paragraphs can't talk.
Okay, whatever, fine. Just type this up as agreed. And don't you let me ever see your pasty Norwegian carrot top wannabe face again.
Mr. Litt.
Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry I'm late.
Are you ready for closing arguments?
Yes, I am. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, opposing counsel has accused my client of a great many things. But you see, here's the problem. They don't have one single fact to back up their claim. I mean, not one. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to challenge you. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm going to dare you to find dispute with the facts of this case as we presented them. Because are you a good person? Yes. Are you a good person? Yes. Are you? Actually, you took notes, so I could see you care. You see, this is the kind of jury that they teach about. This is the kind of jury that's going to hear me when I say these 4 words. Do you know what those 4 words are? Because I want you to remember these 4 words to your dying breath. He didn't do it. You don't think I know that? I have an army of associates that I've trained within an inch of their lives. My name is Luis goddamn Marlowe Litt, and my firm is under siege. So don't you tell me what I can and cannot do. I demand to see my client, and my client isn't Mike Ross. It's Harold Gunderson.
And you are?
Luis Litt.
Pearson Spector?
You're telling me that a man who works at the law firm he's accused of colluding with just happens to be his attorney?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Bullshit.
No. What's bullshit is you thinking it's up to you who gets to represent Harold Gunderson.
So if I walk in there right now and ask him who his attorney is, he's gonna say it to you?
Doesn't matter what he says. It's 407. And if you don't let me see my client, anything he says after this second will be inadmissible. And I will rain down Fourth Amendment claims on you for the rest of your goddamn life.
No, not that guy, Louis. Definitely not that guy. You're the guy in every office who wants to piss on the new guy. You know, to mark your territory. So why don't I just walk you on down to my office? I'm gonna let you get your little piss on in my corner, and then we can move on.
Oh, I moved on. I've set up the deposition for Todd Smith tomorrow.
You don't think I know about that?
I don't give a shit whether you know it or not. It's my job to determine whether Todd Smith is guilty.
And who do you actually think is better at determining whether a guy is guilty of insider trading, Louis? A career prosecutor for the SEC or a monkey in some Italian suit?
A monkey?
Monkey.
Well, you're nothing but a crowing cock. And the last cock that walked into my office learned what all the other cocks learned, that I eat cock for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Louis, you're gonna let me in that deposition tomorrow, whether you like it or not.
Why? Because you're gonna run to Jessica?
No, simply because I'm gonna tell everyone here in the office that you said you eat cock for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, that's right. It's goddamn delicious. Arr. So what, you think you can handle Todd Smith better than me? Well, let's just see. Let's just see what you got.
Sorry for hurting you with Sheila.
Don't you ever mention her name to me again.
Okay. It was a move. Like you just did, so can we move on?
Move on? You used the woman I love to extend your goddamn TRO. You knew how I felt about her, and you did it anyway. I will never, ever forget it until the day I die. I always play the good soldier, and what do I get for it? Nothing. I may not be a name partner, but I am a senior partner. You get it? I couldn't reach you, and I made a goddamn judgment call. Pearson. Spector. Litt. You know what an Oscar looks like?
What?
Academy Award. Bald guy. I mean, of course, we all know what it looks like, but especially you. You're an actress. It's the highest honor in your field. I mean, of course, you don't need to be told what it is.
What are you talking about?
See, the highest academic honor at Harvard Law is the Order of the Coif. You don't get a trophy. You get three things. You get a parchment to hang on your wall, a medal to wear at graduation, and this. Now, this key doesn't say Order of the Coif. Doesn't say anything. It's just a symbol.
What does that have to do with Harvey?
Doesn't. It has to do with Mike.
You know what, Louis? It's been a long day.
It's about to get longer. See, Mike asked me about this. And I thought he was... I thought he was trying to get my mind off of my problems. But then he did it again. And it got me to thinking. Mike graduated magna cum laude. He's in Order of the Coif. But he didn't recognize this.
So he forgot a stupid key.
Mike Ross doesn't forget anything. See, the reason he didn't recognize this was because he never got one. Because he didn't go to Harvard.
Louis, we've been down this road before. Mike is in the Harvard database.
But he's not in the yearbook. And according to his credit report, his address during his law school years was in New York. He even paid rent the first of the month in person.
Well, I'm sure there's an...
Sit down! Last year, you told me not to tell Sheila about Mike's file. You acted like you cared about me. You didn't give a shit about me. You cared about you and Harvey.
No.
And Mike.
No.
And Jessica.
Louis, that's not true.
Well, let's call Sheila right now. I know all of the numbers by heart. I mean, she may not be interested in me anymore, but she will definitely be interested in a fraud claiming that he went to Harvard.
ever sorry? You've been lying to me since the day Mike Ross arrived. I knew Harvey and Jessica never really accepted me, but I thought you were different. I thought you were my friend.
I am your friend, Louis.
No, you're not. And don't you ever say that to me again.
Where are you going?
Harvey and Jessica. There comes a time when a man must look at himself in the mirror, to judge himself instead of waiting to be judged by others. And for me, that time is now. You both know I came to Pearson Spector right out of law school, but what you may not know is this is the only place I've ever worked. It's the only place I've ever wanted to work. It is my life. It is my home. And the people that work here are my family. You're like my parents. And the partners, they're like my brothers, and the associates under my care are like my children. And I'm ashamed to admit it, but I put all of you in jeopardy for my own personal gain. I told myself it was for the greater good, but the truth is I just wanted to feel on the same level as both of you. I can deny that no longer. I can excuse my actions no longer. Although we've had our differences over the years, there are no two people I respect more. Your names are on the wall for a reason, and mine is not for a reason. And I refuse to put either one of you through the pain of having to fire me. So effective immediately, I, Luis Litt, am resigning from Pearson Spector.